Okay, I want to talk about how to flow, because I think people say let it flow all the time, but you're kind of like, what does that mean? How do I do that? So, if you haven't seen me before, hi, my name is Kat Donovan, and basically my whole goal is to live an authentic and fulfilling life. And I like to bring people along the way with me, and one of those things that I have been learning along the way is, in fact, how to flow. That was actually my one and only goal for this year of 2025, because I think slowly over the years, I realized how much control I was trying to assert probably back in 2019. And I was like, from there, it was kind of a very slow journey at understanding how to be less controlling. But I do think there is a difference between being less controlling and truly flowing. So, how do we actually flow in this life? Well, I think the best way that you can think of this, or a different way to think of this, is you call up your travel agent and you say, hey, I want to go to this location. And from there, you might give some suggestions as to what you want to do, what the vibes are, but you basically leave it up to them. I want you to think about life in the same exact way. What's going to happen is you're going to want certain things. I know I have wanted certain things. And it's saying, hey, universe, I would love it if this happened. And let's take an example, actually. I want to write a book, right? So I'm like, yo, universe, help me out here. I would like to write a book, and I would like to be able to touch the hearts and souls of millions. So what does that look like? How do I flow with this experience? Now, I did used to try and force it. I used to sit down and tell myself, I'm going to write this amount of words, so that way I can hit this goal, to hit this goal, to hit this goal. The problem is I wasn't in the headspace. For what I was trying to write about, I wasn't in the headspace. So the universe is going to take me on this wild, wild ride of saying, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet, so you need to pump the brakes, you need to pause. So it's going to take me on this journey, this healing journey of, one, actually having the confidence to speak the words that I want to speak, and understand that not everyone is going to agree with the point of view that I have. But that's okay. The whole point, as an artist, I learned so much about being an artist in general, which sounds like maybe an interesting thing to learn about, but it really, you do have to learn how to be an artist, because artistry is an intense, I'm trying to think what the actual phrase was, because I read this thing about Charles Bukowski one time, and it was extreme self-acceptance. That was it. Being an artist is extreme self-acceptance, and just saying, laid bare, this is me. This is what's on my heart, this is what's in my soul. Take it or leave it. I hope it leaves a good impression, in the sense that, more so a positive impression, or just an impression that allows you to grow. That's how I'm going to phrase it. An impression that allows you to grow. Whether it's a negative impression where you're like, oh, that makes me feel like shit, but that's because I need to turn this wagon around. Or two, it's a positive, and you're like, wow, I'm inspired. I need to think more down that road, or I need to research more down that thought path, if you will. And so it's going to take me on this wild ride of self-acceptance and self-validation, and understanding who I even am. I can't be helping others to understand who they are if I myself do not understand who I am. That's not helpful, respectfully, to myself. So that's kind of what I mean by, you put your order in, and the universe is going to show you around the city, metaphorically speaking. You're going to the city, the universe is going to say, hey, I actually have this really cool itinerary based on who I know that you are, and what you're going to end up liking. You may not understand it, you're going to have trials and tribulations. You might miss the bus and have to take a taxi instead, but that taxi driver might have the best recommendation for your little slot of free time. If you're one of those people that schedules in free time, that is me. I do that. But yeah, being able to look at it like someone else figured this out for you. Someone else has got this for you. You just need to enjoy the ride. You're literally on vacation. Your whole life is a vacation. It's actually already been planned for you. You're just actually the one that has to go to these things and accept the experience for what it is. And the more that you can accept the experience for what it is, the more you're going to get out of it. And the more you get out of it, the more you're evolving. And that is the whole goal of life, is evolving, is growing. That's why your soul signed up for whatever life path that you are on. So that way you could reach enlightenment or whatever your beliefs are. But at the end of the day, you are trying to become a better person. I mean, why would you not try to be a better person? You attract good when you are good, you know? So I just thought that was an interesting take that came to mind whenever I was thinking about life and my own journey. And I was like, you know what? My whole life is a vacation. And once you start thinking about your whole life as a vacation, I mean, what's not to love? What is not to love about a life of vacation? So yeah, I hope that this was helpful. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like. And if this resonated, or if you have other reframes for how you like to think about life, or and how you get more excited about living through the trials and tribulations, please leave that in the comments below. And as always, please subscribe. I love chatting with you. And if you want more content by me, if you want more metaphors by me, go ahead and check out my Patreon. It's probably about as artsy and metaphorical as this, but it shares more of my shares more of my life lessons and my thoughts, but in a written form and more artsy. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. Link is in the description as well as in my bio. And I had a lovely time. I hope you have a great rest of your day. All my love. Bye.